Today, we're meeting with Major Allison Kabarov. She's a military doctor, more specifically a medical specialist in emergency medicine. They are the doctors on the front line saving lives. Doesn't get much cooler than that. Hey, Major Kabarov, or is it Dr. Kabarov?
You can call me Allison.
Okay, will do. Where are we today?
Today we're in beautiful Petawawa, Ontario on Exercise Starlight Response. It's a joint exercise between one Canadian field hospital and 2 field ambulance to exercise our mobile surgical and resuscitation capabilities in the event of a deployment.
Okay, wow, sounds really important. And what is your job here?
My job here is to help run the scenarios and educate the teams that are undergoing training.
So you are a medical specialist in emergency medicine, right?
That's correct. I work about 90% of my time in a civilian hospital as a specialist in emergency medicine.
So you're a civilian doctor and a military doctor?
Yep. I spend most of my practice working in a civilian hospital alongside other civilian doctors and treating regular patients, and about 10% of my time doing things like this.
Wow, okay. And did you work as a doctor before joining the military?
So I was a reservist for a number of years as a physician, and then when the trade opened up in the regular force, I put my application in.
How do you balance doing both?
That's one of the beauties of shift work, is that it allows me to stack a lot of my shifts working in a regular emergency department, and then free up some time to come and participate in exercises like this one.
Okay, cool. And I've got to ask, what's in this blue bag?
This is a video laryngoscope. It's what we use to help manage some difficult airways by putting breathing tubes in patients with complicated airways or in moving vehicles such as helicopters or ambulances.
Wow. Okay, why did you decide to move from the reserve force to the regular force?
Well, the emergency medicine specialist trade was not open in the regular force and just until a couple of years ago. At that point, I put my application in and here I am.
That's amazing, Allison. Okay, what's one word that describes you?
Chaotic. And on that note, I've got to get some things out of the tent.
All right, let's go. So Allison, what's your favorite part of the job?
My favorite part of the job is getting to practice emergency medicine in challenging circumstances, interesting locations, and with a really great high-functioning team.
And what kind of training did you do for this job?
So after finishing my Royal College residency in emergency medicine, I would have done my basic medical officer's course. And then for CMERT, I got to do the CMERT course, which is Advanced Aero Medevac, as well as really cool courses like CIRI and Land Survival, where you get to learn how to survive if your aircraft goes down.
Oh, sounds like maybe you're a bit of an adrenaline junkie?
Just a little bit.
What do you like to do when you're not working?
I like to spend time with my family, we go camping, hang out with my dog, and I like to box.
Amazing. So this is the field hospital?
Yes, this is a field hospital, high mobility or high readiness field hospital, which is set up for damage control resuscitation and damage control surgery.
What are your first steps when a patient comes in here?
Well, in order to come to this facility, you've got to be really sick. So our focus is going to be on resuscitating that patient and making sure that they're stable enough to survive an operation.
And what do you think it takes to be an emergency medicine specialist?
To be an emergency medicine specialist, you have to be flexible in your thinking, highly adaptable, have a great sense of humor, and work well as part of a team.
Got it. And what does a civilian day look like for you?
I work in a level 1 trauma center in my civilian practice, which means any day I could see some of the sickest trauma patients in Edmonton and Northern Alberta, or be managing sick heart failure patients with organ transplants or sepsis. We also see a variety of patients from pediatrics to geriatrics, but in the military, it's a little bit different. In the Canadian Forces, you have opportunities to do courses like aerospace and dive medicine, as well as opportunities for deployments.
Okay, have you ever deployed?
Yes, I just got back from Op Globe in support of Canadian operations in Haiti.
Oh, that's amazing. And what's your proudest moment on the job?
Proudest moment on the job would probably be finishing my land survival course, lighting up that smoke generator and watching smoke get above the tree line.
So cool. And what's the most complicated procedure you've ever worked on?
Well, in a civilian hospital, that would probably be floating a transvenous pacemaker with CPR ongoing or a resuscitative thoracotomy.
Wow. And what is a must-do after a shift at the hospital?
Definitely a shower, then going home to spend time with my family and my dog.
Okay, Allison, last question. What would you say to someone deciding between being a civilian emergency room physician or practicing as an emergency medicine physician in the CAF?
I would say you get the best of both worlds by joining the CAF. You get all of the fun times being a civilian emergency physician and the opportunities that come with being in the Canadian Forces, and it's the best job in the world.
Amazing. Thanks so much for your time today, Allison.
Thanks.